My name is Michael Morris. I'm a harpist, professional harpist in the Austin, Texas area, and recently had a rod break in the harp. This is the first time I've had this harp. I'm going to say about 5 years, could be a little more, could be a little less. And this is my first rod repair. When you have a rod break, there is a great article already written on how to do it. For beginning harpists, and for those that may not be familiar, 7 harp pedals, and these change. This is for people who are not harpists. I don't know why they would be watching this, but let's just pretend for a second. Each one of these controls the pitch of a given set of notes. So we have B, C, D on this end, and E, F, G, A on this end. And you can go sharp and flat and neutral. And let's see, so flat, sharp. And the other day I was playing a rather complicated piece, and G on here just went out. For the Venus Harp, when you get a rod replacement, you actually have to take your old rod out and measure it to order the new rod. So they mentioned it being a 5-hour repair, which is entirely possible, but you have to do it, at least for a Venus Harp, in 2 stages. The original rod I've already taken out. It's over here. This is the original rod. There's 7 of these going up the center of the harp. You can't really see what I'm doing from this angle, but it's a large, I'm going to say it's about a millimeter thick rod with a screw on one end that is broken off. This is the end that was going in the bottom. And a screw on the other end, I'm going to say a thread, let me call it a thread, which was going in up top. Had to take that out, get it measured, and it had another part. I'm going to show you. I'm not sure you'll be able to see it very well. But this was on the bottom, and this had to be taken off too. And by the way, it's a good idea when you take your parts off to put them in a little container, keep them all together. So anyways, this is what that rod was attached to. I don't know if you can see that very well in there, but it's probably not focused very well. And my cat is investigating. And you do need these parts. Do not throw them away until you're finished, at least according to the article. So keep those, keep them together, and you need this exact length of what that rod was originally to get that rod reordered with a Venus Harp. The part itself was around $85. This is in 2013. And the shipping, because it has to be a minimum 2-day air, you can't do ground because of the extra protection required. Like $70 shipping. But anyone who's a harpist is used to expensive shipping, so that shouldn't be too much of a surprise. So, I haven't opened this yet. I'm kind of hoping that it actually has the part that we need. I'm going to move the camera real quick, so be ready for a little bit of... So this part, can you see that? There we go. That part right there, let's see, goes near the top of the harp, and that has to come out. You see those rods in there? And there's like a darker area in, let's see, I'm going to put my finger in there. Right about in this area, there's a dark area. That's where the screws, or the threads, I'm going to call them threads, sorry, I keep saying the word screw, go into, a thicker end here, very carefully, and then control these up here. So, that's where it kind of becomes a 2-person job, is because screwing or unscrewing this, it's like kind of pretty ridiculous. Now, one of the tricks that was actually kind of nice on this was that when we were working down here the other day to get the rod out to get a replacement part, was that we actually didn't have to take the springs off to do this. We were able to play a game without taking the springs off, because the recommended procedure is to take the springs off. And we were able to work it without doing that. We just moved the two surrounding key pedals to the left and right just a bit, and very, very carefully. And that gave us just enough room to be able to take the rod out. This is where the rods, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going up right at the moment. And the 7th one should be on here, but it's obviously not at the moment. When I'm finished, that should be there. And so really the two-person job is that when somebody's unscrewing the rod from this end, it's a little bit hard to tell whether you're actually unscrewing it or screwing it in, as will be the case in a minute, or whether you're just rotating around the rod and not actually getting it screwed or unscrewed in. So someone's on this end actually doing the rotating, and then someone is on this end making sure that everything is connecting well. The part shipped from the proper and recommended place for Venus parts sent me a part that looks to be about an inch too long when it's all said and done. I don't have something to scale it with right here, but this is the threaded part right here. And that's only 3/8 of an inch long. Okay? So that means the rod will be an inch longer going from the very top down to the very bottom. Okay? Now shipping, there was a lot of shipping involved, so I understand some of the shipping costs. There was a special board made because you cannot bend this rod. They did a very excellent job shipping this incorrect size rod to me. And also to note, and this was something I was worried about because it wasn't clear on the instructions, they did actually ship it with the pedal rod coupling. A new pedal rod coupling did come with your rod purchase, which is very nice because otherwise you would not be able to put the rod in at all. So I've emailed them to request some solution, and I thought of a possible solution myself, and I'm going to be researching that. But for now, my harp is not going to have this rod inserted because it really doesn't make any sense. I know it's going to be an inch too long, and there won't be anything that I can shave off. So, I'm tempted to try it and spend 40 minutes doing it just to actually physically show and prove that when something's an inch too long, it's an inch too long. But that seems like not a very good use of time, does it? When I get a working part, we shall continue this. So, anyways.